Alrighty, hello everyone and welcome back to Origins 2019. I'm here with Karen 12s.
Hello.
And we're talking about her book, Improv for Gamers. So that's right over here. It's a book about, if I understand correctly, improv for people playing in role-playing games and that type of thing.
Yeah, so it's an exercise book, and it's the same types of exercises that improvisers would practice to be better performers.
Okay.
But we as gamers are going to practice the same things to be better role players. So it's relevant to any type of role player or game master or LARPer. And it breaks down a lot of individual skills and kind of talks about here's a challenge that a gamer might have in their game and the skill that you kind of need to overcome that challenge, and you can practice that in this quick and easy, like 5-minute game. It happens to be an improv game.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to necessarily teach gamers to be improvisers, but to like harness and like use those teachings.
Yeah.
Just like help people maybe improve things that they want to get more out of their gameplay and just have a better experience.
Cool. And so what are some of these challenges, like an example of a challenge that this would address?
Well, if you have a group that, say, is always kind of fighting to win, you might want to play some games that really celebrate losing or having characters with flaws, having fun with that.
Yeah.
Or if you feel, that you're slowed down a lot because you have this inner critic that's questioning a lot of your ideas, you might want to practice some things to be more spontaneous and creative. And also building that environment where you can do that and like be really enthusiastic and supportive of each other's ideas.
Okay.
So a lot of it is just trying to create kind of a more fluid and collaborative environment that works for any type of game. I'm certainly not trying to tell people what type of game to play or how to play their games, because there's a lot of different styles. And there's a lot of different styles of improv too, and I'm just trying to use a lot of the lessons that I've learned and that other great improvisers are teaching and apply them to gaming.
Okay, that's awesome. So with that, it's you're also performing as an improv.
I do, yeah. So I'm based out of Oakland, California. Currently, I'm in a troupe that performs at a theater called All Out Comedy Theater in Oakland.
Okay.
And then I also have a troupe called Chick Flick, and we perform at different theaters and festivals in the Bay Area.
Okay.
And then I teach at 2 different theaters there as well. And I teach all of these exercises come out of a workshop series that I've been teaching for the past 7 years.
Okay.
And I teach kind of wherever I can. At the conventions that I happen to be at, I'll try to get on the schedule to do some improv.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited that there's a lot of other people doing this too. I mean, I'm not the first person to think of this, but I'm glad that it's just spreading more and more. So part of the book was trying to make it even more accessible to people.
Yeah.
Because workshops, sometimes, they can be 2 to 4 hours long. They can be really intensive. Sometimes they're expensive. And conventions are expensive. The book is $20.
Yep, there you go.
You can kind of, and again, you can play games in 5 minutes and just like find what works just for you and your group and do that in your own living room.
There you go. And so you had mentioned that you started as a role player.
I did.
And then went into improv.
Yes, so my first role-playing game was AD&D 2nd Edition, which was a while ago. And my first improv class was 11 years ago, and I immediately thought, this is going to make me such a better role player. Because I'm learning all of these great storytelling skills. And so the more I was thinking about it, and more like thinking, the Venn diagram is almost a perfect circle of role-playing and improv, I really want to start teaching this. And getting this more to gamers and talking about specifically the gaming relevant skills, so that we don't all have to take an improv class and like do the translation ourselves. Because again, I think it's great. I think most people should take an improv class because it teaches you things like active listening and collaboration and like just good human life skills. But this one is specifically talking about, through the lens of gaming, how can we apply it in our hobby?
That's awesome. Do you have any favorite exercises in here?
Of course I do. So my favorite exercises in general are ones that have 2 elements. They have something that we all get to yell at the same time. And also a coordinated hand gesture.
All right.
So there's a few of those in there. There's a great category game. It's just a brainstorming game called 3 Things. And it involves everyone yelling 3 things, like a lot. And so I love games like that. There's also a really great game in here that is kind of silly, and I feel it dates me a little bit. It's called Hey Fred Schneider.
Okay.
And it's not a singing game. It's like a chanting game.
All right.
And we all try to do our best Fred Schneider from the B-52s impression. And if you don't know who Fred Schneider is, it's totally fine. What we're doing is just putting stress on maybe different syllables or words than we would normally.
Okay.
And it's a good introduction to the concept of doing a voice versus an accent.
Yeah.
And that you can change one thing about your speaking voice and have an extremely unique character. You know, Fred Schneider, he talks like this, and it's very different.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. And that was one thing that I changed. I wasn't trying to do an accent because I'm not a trained voice actor.
Yeah.
And if you are, awesome. That's so cool. But for a lot of people, it can be a struggle and it can easily become offensive. So I really try to encourage people, like, you can do all of this instead and, like, not worry about trying to do an accent.
So actually, follow up on that. Like, what defines the difference between like an accent and a voice? In your eyes, anyway.
Yeah. God, there's so much to unpack here, and someone's going to like have some comments that are really going to rip into this. I mean, are we trying to imitate somebody from a particular background?
Yeah.
Or from a particular region? Or are we just modulating our voice in pitch or speed and kind of making something that would be unique to an individual as opposed to a type of group?
Okay.
I think would be kind of one basic way of thinking about the difference of that. And also, which one is more likely going to become a caricature that might be really offensive?
Yeah.
And also, you know, because we feel like accents have to sound a certain way. Again, if we're not really skilled at it, you can really get in your head, and it can also sound very distracting to other people.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work for a lot of people unless, again, you're really, really good at it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you find that it's easier to almost like have a voice than it is to like have the...
Yeah. It is a little easier, and you can have a quick list of NPCs. And be like, here's the one thing about my NPCs that makes them sound different than me. And now you have like a wide variety of characters.
Yeah.
And we talk about that in improv a lot, is kind of finding one touchstone, one different thing about your character, and then you brainstorm from there.
Yeah.
And think about finding all these other things about their personality based on that. And that's like a really great reminder about who your character is.
Yeah. And then if there was one piece of advice that you would give a new role player, what would that be?
I think probably the similar advice to somebody in a workshop of mine who's new to improv, which is this might feel a little weird or a little scary, and I just invite you to try it out. And again, try to keep that encouraging, like, I really am excited to hear your ideas.
Yeah.
And so I encourage you in this space, you know, for this next 5 minutes or an hour or however long this game is going to last, let's just try this thing out.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, Karen, thank you so much for joining me. Karen's book, Improv for Gamers, is out now, so go ahead and check that out.
Yeah, you can get it at evilhat.com.
Yep, there you go. And have a great rest of your Origins.
Yeah, thanks, you too.
Thank you very much.